Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Open Field Podcast, and this is our Thursday night reactions of the Bills versus Dolphins game. The big question is, what is going on with Tua, and is it time to worry about him, considering not only his play, but the unfortunate injury that happened to him that tends to happen to him quite a bit. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this game, of course. You got myself, you got Early, you got Mo, you got Hefe. What did y'all think about this Thursday night game?
I'll let one of y'all go first. Hefe?
Bro, like I really feel another shocking performance by Josh Allen getting it done. But man, like Tua, bro, the concussions is crazy. The decision making, the like, bro, like games where you would think they would win, they pulling off performances like this, and it's like kind of like I don't know, bro. It's like, what's the excuse? He got the guys. He had the run game. Like, what's the excuse, bro? Like, there's no excuses, bro. The defense showed up early. You know what I'm saying? The Bills got going, and it just never stopped. Just never stopped.
I think the biggest thing about the Dolphins is that they really soft as shit when it comes to the cussing, but they soft as hell when it comes to the offense. Like they demeanor. It says Miami. Oh, we're in Miami. It's sunny, palm trees. We're good, man. We're having fun. Our coach wears Air Force Ones with no socks, and he has a sweaty curl like that. It gives like soft. And don't nothing about them say dogs or nothing about them say it gives dolphin. It gives dolphin. Dolphins are some of the most friendliest, and you see them in SeaWorld. You get to ride their backs. They be like that's what it feels like. Like they seem like a dolphins, just like soft, but they need to be killer whales. Like every time it comes to a hard fought, punch you in the mouth game, the Dolphins be like, we don't want no smoke. We don't want no smoke. Oh, hey, we ain't come for that.
They won a hard-fought game last week.
The weather's under 70 degrees? We ain't come for that. We don't want no parts of that. We don't want no parts of that. We don't want no parts of that. Let's be honest, they didn't win a hard-fought game. What happened, in all honesty, is that the Jaguars lost that game more than Miami won that game last week. Let's be honest.
I agree.
Jaguars lost that game.
Yeah.
You can't even like no, you can't wish on your best. You can't wish on your worst person a goal line damn near 1 yard fumble by Travis Etienne. Like 87-10, South Alabama beat the dog crap out of Northwestern. Anyway, you can't. They just soft. When it comes to getting down in the mud and getting down in the trenches, they soft.
I will say this. I think that things were going pretty good in the beginning of the game when it came to defense. I think their defense was a little solid in the beginning. They did break toward the end of the first half. But after once Tua got, that's when it kind of all just started going downhill.
Yeah, before we kind of dogpile on my Polynesian brother Tua, some pros when it comes to the Dolphins, because there's a lot of cons when it comes to the Dolphins. So some pros when it comes to the Dolphins is that Chop Robinson looks like he's going to be good in the NFL. I think Chop Robinson has shown a lot of talent. He had some really good pressures on Josh Allen, forcing him to do bad plays. Obviously, we know he's an athletic demon. So Chop Robinson looks like a guy, and I think it will continuously help if Chop Robinson establishes himself. I don't know if Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips were playing because they're their other two really good defensive linemen or defensive pass rushers. So if they can all get healthy at the same time, that Dolphins pass rush will be legit moving forward. So that's a pro. Another pro is Devon Achane is looking like he's going to be one of the elite, not just good, not just great, elite running backs in football. He just does. Last year, like it was rookie year. He had some really crazy plays. We didn't know if that was like Mike McDaniels or is that Devon Achane taking advantage of certain opportunities, although he had some crazy advanced statistics to the point where I think his yards per carry was ridiculous. His breaking tackles was ridiculous. Like Devon Achane, efficiency-wise, was ridiculous last year. So this year, now that he's the number one running back on the team, it's like, okay, who are you really? 2 games in, I'm ready. Devon Achane should be in the top 10 conversation. Like he is really an elite running back, not only as a runner in between the tackles, outside of the tackles, but as a receiving threat as well. He's also really, really good. He's going to be special moving forward, and he might have a crazy season this year as long as he stays healthy. Devon Achane is definitely looking like a plus moving forward, but they can't just let Devon Achane carry a team that's supposed to have an elite pass game. So those are my 2 pros that I'll give the Dolphins. You know, a little positivity before everybody starts getting nasty, you know. So you got anybody else have any pros for the Dolphins?
Yeah, I think you pretty much summed it up. You pretty much summed it up to me.
Well, another pro is they got a few backs that I like.
Yeah,
They got a few running backs that I like.
Wilson, and I can.
Jalen Wright is looking like he'll be a good running back moving forward too. Jalen Wright and Devon Achane on the same team is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. They're fast. So I ain't mad at you. But all right, let's start talking about the negatives. There's a lot of negatives to talk about, very few good. So get to it. What do you want to say negatively about this game?
I think a lot of it has to do with, first we can start off by saying Tua's decision making. I think that now, granted, yes, the very first interception wasn't really his fault. That was just a bad play altogether. But I think a lot of one of those other 2 picks, that was just that was a little bad on Tua's part, and it played a big role in keeping Buffalo in the game and being able to put themselves in position to put themselves out front and early on in the game.
Efe, were you about to say something?
Yeah, man. The first interception wasn't his fault. That was like a timing issue. That was like, you know what I mean? Y'all, them guys didn't have that chemistry down pat. At least that's what it seemed like. They didn't have good chemistry down pat on that first interception, but the other 2 were bad. Man, James Cook looked amazing tonight too. James Cook look, he was on fire, bro. 3 total touchdowns, running like a crazy man, bro. But like, I mean, the only obvious bad thing to talk about was Tua, bro. I hate that. I hate that. The concussion he had, his fault. He ran like head up with a guy. Like you should know. You definitely got to know better than that, bro. Especially if you already had concussions prior to tonight. It was just, I don't know, man. I just feel like Tua could definitely step up and play better.
Yeah, that wasn't a great performance. Early, what do you got to say about the Dolphins negatively?
In all honesty, man, you paid this man all this money. And you don't even, I don't know if he's hurt before the concussion. You don't even trust him enough to the ball on the field. The game was all in arounds, screen passes. If it was over 10 yards, he damn near wasn't throwing it. He probably threw 3 passes over 15 yards this entire game. Like, how do you pay a person max money? He's a top 5 to 7 paid quarterback, and you don't even trust him enough to. You don't trust him enough to pass it downfield, to open up the offense. Like, y'all all speed, just speed. Like, this shit is embarrassing, dog. Honestly, this shit is embarrassing, man. Like, it's one of the situations where you come out, and then it pissed me off. You come out in the off season. You didn't have to do that. Oh man, it's kind of hard when you got a guy who's always putting you down, and he's always saying you're just not good enough, and you start to think about it over time, and it starts to like feed into you, whether it's negative or positive, and it just starts to eat at you, and then you get a guy who literally puts life into you. Meanwhile, the Dolphins were, if I'm not mistaken, 19-10 with Brian Flores, 20-10 as of last year before the year started with McDaniels. So in my eyes, you're right. Look, he didn't deserve to talk to you like that because, I mean, I know it probably hurt your feelings and made you feel bad. But, dog, you was the same level of winner with Flores as you was with Daniels. And then we go out here and we pay you the money. That's what I'm saying. What was the point of Dolphins paying him the money? I'm pissed off at the Dolphins, if anything. I'm disappointed in the Dolphins. You paid this man this money for what? What you pay him the money for? If you weren't going to trust him to throw the ball on the field. And again, every time y'all play somebody, first of all, do y'all know that Tua is 1-10, now 1-11 versus Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes?
Bruh, Josh Allen is 12-2 against the Dolphins, bruh.
Josh Allen been cooking the Dolphins, man. He has their numbers. I mean, Tua. I still think Tua deserves his money, of course.
How you say?
Tua's
how do
cooked,
you say
bro.
that?
Tua's cooked.
Because he had
How do you say
cooked,
that? You
please.
can't say that, Riddell.
Yes, you
Riddell,
can.
You're a
can
top
we
7
admit-
quarterback in the league. You can't say that.
You don't need to be a top
It
7
sounds
quarterback.
stupid. I'm sorry, it just sounds stupid you saying that.
You
Riddell,
don't
can
need
we
to
admit
be
that
a
F all
not
top.
that.
cooked?
You don't need to be a top
No,
7
you don't deserve the
quarterback
money.
in football to get paid money like that. That's like, what are we talking about?
Oh,
Dak
whatever.
Prescott got the
But
highest.
then we
quarterback
sit
rating.
here. This Dak Prescott was almost an MVP last year. Man, don't do that.
So was Tua. So was
Just say
Tua.
The reason why it's sad,
Don't
bro,
just
is
say
because of
something.
Daniel Jones, bro.
Don't just say
Daniel
something.
Jones makes that statement true, bro.
What are you talking about?
Deshaun Watson too, Hefe.
You think Dak Prescott wouldn't get busy with these fast receivers? And with a much better arm?
No,
busy.
bro. I'm saying Daniel Jones, like what Mike said, Deshaun Watson, bro. Those guys make Riddell's statement true, bro. Unfortunately, those guys' existence make his statement true.
But like Tua's, can we admit that Tua's
But
cooked,
no, but you
please?
that
Like, I've been waiting for this for so long because I said that the Bills would win the division, and
You sound a
obviously
little
it's
low,
not
Mike.
fully
You
in
sound low,
hand
Mike.
yet.
Mike,
but
you sound low.
My sound's low. Can you hear me better now?
Y'all can't hear. Y'all hear him good?
I can hear
I
him.
can hear him a little better now.
All right, go ahead, Mike.
All right, my fault. No, I just think it just sucks because I really did think the Bills would win the division, and it looks good now. It's obviously not set in stone, but it was because I knew that the Dolphins weren't going to beat the Bills this year because Tua just can't do it, man. Like, I'm sorry, 3 picks. Like, I wasn't even expecting him to do that, bro. Like, the second pick is ridiculous. The first pick was actually a good throw. I'll give him the first pick. There was a ball that one of the guys dropped that was a decent throw as well. But the second pick was just a terrible read. Like, come on, dog. You can't do that against the Bills. Like, the Bills are one of those teams.
Than a
Yeah, the Bills are front running team, Mike.
But
Once they
the
get
Bills,
rolling,
like I wasn't here when for the, or I think I was, but like the Niners, the Bills, even the Cowboys defenses, those are front running defenses. The way you beat them is you try to beat them deep in the short and intermediate early. But if you throw 2 picks at the beginning of the game, you can't do that. So it's just as simple as that. Like, I mean, Tyreek got double covered, but at the end of the day, if you're a top 10 quarterback, you should be able to deal with that. You still have Jalen Waddle. I mean, the only player that looked good on the Dolphins was Devon Achane today. Like, other than that, you just had nothing. And Devon Achane wasn't even at his max because he was injured. I mean, you could kind of tell he was injured, even though he played super well. There's certain cuts where he was losing balance and stuff. But, I mean, overall, I'm still super high on the Bills. They have to get through the Jets, though, which is not going to be simple. But
after week 1, we'll see.
Yeah,
that's like a cakewalk right now.
I mean,
of course. My thing is, right, before we start diving into the Bills, because obviously the Bills played amazing. My thing is, like I said already, of course, I'm going to give him some grace because he is my Polynesian brother. But also, I mean, if you're a quarterback that's shown success, it's shown that you can prove it productivity-wise. The first time that you guys went to the playoffs, you got injured, so a backup quarterback had to play. The second time you went to the playoffs, it was negative 20 degrees, and people were actually going to the hospital because of how cold it is. So it's really hard to determine how good Tua will really be in the playoffs. You've seen him be great in the regular season. So you pay him because he's going to be the franchise. It's not like you're going to get anyone better that you can guarantee when it comes to Tua.
But question,
real quick, I was fine with paying Tua. It's not like he got the max quarterback money, not anything like that. But he has shown that he would be successful in this office and in this situation.
Right.
My thing with the Dolphins game my thing with the Dolphins game is that I think Tua did not play well. The first pass, obviously, we already talked about. The second pass, I think there was some miscommunication, which touches into a further point that I'm going to make. And the third pass was unexcusable. Absolutely.
What's the miscommunication on the second passer, though? Because I don't understand that.
He's,
it means triple coverage.
No,
So what's
no,
the
he didn't.
miscommunication?
No, he
You
didn't.
shouldn't make
He
that
did
throw.
not. No, he did not throw it in triple coverage. What happened is Robert Chosen was going to run a hitch route. He slipped a little bit, came a little bit too soft inside, and he was supposed to be deeper to make a pass that was high because he's a tall guy. But he wasn't.
Can I counter that real quick?
What are you going to counter? There is miscommunication between the two.
No, because that doesn't
Tua,
even
because Tua expected him because he pre-read that, so he expected him to be at one place. He wasn't there.
Oh my
that's
God.
That's how football.
Wait, Riddell. Can I just say this one point to that?
Please tell me how you're going to counter this, please.
No. I'm going to counter it by saying that when I saw that play, even if he throws that ball perfectly, there is 2 to 3 guys within 5 to 8 yards of him.
He threw it above the other 2 guys.
No, I'm saying that guy's going to get clipped. Like, he's getting clipped 100%. So, like, I still don't like that throw anyway. Like, I'm sorry. Like, even with the miscommunication, like, that shouldn't have been the throw there. Like, there was definitely someone else open. I didn't see the film tape, but we go back. I guarantee you there was someone open on that play.
Fair. I mean, if you think they should have went somewhere else, fine. I just thought that it was more of a miscommunication, but still, it was an interception that shouldn't have happened. I think you could definitely argue that he shouldn't have pre-read it, especially when I think pre-read. It's either pre-read or another terminology. Especially
I get what you mean.
Robert Chosen is the receiver. So this kind of goes into my next point. After Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, I don't think Mike McDaniel knows how to use the rest of the receivers because you have Robert Chosen, who sucks. You have Caboose as your third receiver. I don't even know who that is. And you have some other guy. Oh, Braxton Berrios. After Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, it seems like you don't know how to use these other receivers, and you have a lot of sets where it's like 4 receivers out.
I agree.
It's like, what are we doing? And in this game, you were running so many run plays and screens and motions. I'm like,
and runoffs,
creative,
because you don't trust Tua.
In the rounds.
But that doesn't make sense because Tua's greatest strength is its intermediate game. That is,
but he wasn't making good intermediate throws. There's games like in his bad moments, he's not good in the intermediate. Like,
but you got to be real. You got to be real. Ed Oliver was dominating in this game. They were collapsing that pocket. His pocket awareness is bad. All that intermediate shit you talking about, Riddell, sound cool. But when he got pressure, he don't like to throw balls when he got pressure in his face. He don't. He ain't gonna throw no passes that much when he got pressure in his face. He panics. He ain't one of the guys going to look a receiver down and still throw with the pressure in his face. He don't do that often. So
no, that's fair. But the thing is, he still gets the ball out on time. I think the game plan was.
He ain't Drew Brees.
But he's been doing that the last 2 years. This game is unprecedented because they didn't use the intermediate as much as they should. And I don't know. Maybe they really even.
Riddell, I think I can answer.
Even if you, but hold on. Even if you believed that. Because they're doing a too high safety set that prevented you from going deep, even if that was the case and you wanted to establish the run game, you should have had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in more plays. It shouldn't have just been Devon A-Chain, first down, second down, now it's 3rd and 5, and it's like, what do we do now? Like,
real quick though.
But it seems like the play calling.
Wait. I'm gonna go back to Riddell's original point real quick.
At some point.
Wait. I'm gonna go back to Riddell's original point real quick.
Get the ball to Tyreek Hill's hands. Just put it in his hands. Like,
wait, back to.
They were blanking him, but go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, back to Riddell's original point about like the receivers that they have other than their main 2. Like, I think you were able to supplement the stuff that you're talking about with a guy like Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson was actually a pretty legit number 3 receiver. He wasn't anything crazy, but he could give you games. He did that in Dallas too. But now, as you said, the receivers are not good.
First of all, Braxton Berrios don't suck. Second of all, Robbie Anderson don't suck. On top of that, they do have Odell, who's a little banged up right now, but he'll be back in a couple weeks. Like they did get a receiver.
Well, yeah, obviously. I'm not talking about Odell. Odell's not playing.
Let's be honest. You not having Malik Washington hurt. You also not having
injuries are hurting them.
Mosset hurt because Mosset is another receiving back that they can spread out in the field. So, like, my thing is this. The biggest problem I have with the Dolphins in general and Tua is that you pay them all this money and just the game plan that y'all build around him, it only like somebody who deserves. It looks like a quarterback that you basically stopgap wise, Jimmy G wise. Like, and here's the biggest thing we need to have a conversation about. This is his 4th concussion in 3 years, bro. At some point in time, Tua, life is more important than football, bro. Like, it's more important than football. There is something going on with you that you get concussions way too easily, dog. Yeah. And I'm literally tired of watching him be on that field to a point to where he's incoherent, and you can see his arms twitching and his body twitching, or his arms in a stiff motion because he got a concussion. I've watched players play 15 years, and I've seen that one time happen to them. I've seen it happen to him 4 times, and the other 3 times he got hit. This is one of the few times when he got hit, it was like one of them bang bang plays where it's like, yeah, man, and he should have protected himself. He should know better than that. But when they show us highlights, most of Tua's injuries and concussions are neck whips. It's all whiplash.
Like, can we get a wait, early? Can we get a would you rather? Can we get like 12 quarterbacks and we go Tua or this quarterback?
Bro, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. It's
we
not
don't
even
need to do that.
But
To kind of go with your point early, because that's why I changed the title to what it was. Like, I gave it a title, not changed it. I gave it a title. Because I think
take 2 or 3 more of these, man. I don't want to hear about 2 or 20
no,
years
I 100%
from now killing
agree.
himself.
I don't want to see it either.
Not
shooting himself in a hotel room or something like that, dog, because his brain ain't right.
No, facts. People criticize Tua's play and all, and like I said, I give him grace for a reason, bias, but
okay.
Tua gets. Oh man, I'm biased.
And Tua's a small guy too. He ain't even built to be. Yeah.
Tua has obvious criticisms in his game that you want him to be better at. But what Early is saying is completely correct. It's time to worry about Tua when it comes to his own health. Like, you can't just keep getting concussions like this. And that one hit that DeMar Hamlin did, DeMar Hamlin just went for a tackle. Tua ducked his head, bent his neck, and closed his eyes. What are you doing? That's not how you protect yourself.
And you had the first down.
Yeah, you should have
Exactly. You had the first down.
You should have slid. I don't know what Tua was doing in that play. Tua.
I think a lot of people laugh when you watch Hard Knocks and you watch the Bears of Hard Knocks and they had the slip and slide because they wanted to teach Caleb Williams how to slide. And a lot of people laugh. But guess what Caleb Williams did? His first preseason game, he used that slip and slide technique and slid. Now, at the end of the day, my biggest problem with the organization is that what's so funny is that when you think of Daniel Jones, Sean Watson, these guys who we don't believe deserve their money, right? Some of the biggest criticism we gave them was once they got their money. Like, if Daniel Jones never gets $40 million, we don't expect nothing out of him because we expect him to be gone regardless anyway. Shout out Prodigy. Prodigy says, hey, y'all send super chats, we read them immediately. They need an O-line. They need IOL and weapons outside, 10 and 17.
Interior offensive lineman, I agree.
Okay,
no, most definitely.
I get that, but I don't know.
Let me finish.
They just let Robert Hunt walk though.
Let me finish
at
real
the
quick.
same time, it's kind of like, bro, honestly.
My biggest thing, I know the Panthers got him. My biggest thing is this real quick though. My biggest thing is this that bothers me is that most of the time we can treat quarterbacks, especially in this era, is because they're getting contracts they don't deserve. And then once that pressure comes on them, now it's that the saying of like, oh man, or he's still in, he don't deserve that money. They paid him all this money. More heat is going to be on Tua now. Not only is more heat going to be on Tua, think about this. I can say this much about Tua. I don't think Tua no sucker. I don't think he no quitter. I think he's one of them guys that because he dealt with what he dealt with Brian Flores, putting him down every day, and because he has a guy, Mike McDaniel, if you watched him when he walked off the field, Mike McDaniel kissed him on the head like he was his brother or something.
Like it was his son.
I think that makes him right. I think that makes him want to fight even more, which puts an even worse turn on his back because now that you got your money, now you want to show you deserve your money, so you're going even harder. You're making even more mistakes, and you're doing more things to put yourself in danger because not only do you want to prove Mike McDaniel, hey man, you took a chance on me and you were right about it, you also want to prove the organization, y'all pay me this money, and I don't want to be a guy who just walks off the field or is always leaving the field for any other reason. I want to show I got heart. And that is something I'm worried about too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also for the spectrum for the Dolphins for the season, I mean, it's looking pretty dire. Tua's gonna be missing a couple games, and the reality is you needed this win because you're not like going in Buffalo and winning is gonna be 2 times harder. So I mean, like, you're gonna have to bounce back from that. You're like, even if Tua gets healthy, you're gonna have to beat the Jets twice now. Like, situation is not looking good for them, and as I said, exactly what would happen. So.
And the big picture
Yeah.
is Miami. Does anybody think Miami's good enough to win the Super Bowl?
No, and that's
Does
when you
anybody?
gotta start
Wait.
thinking.
Does anybody
My
think
bad.
Miami's good enough to make it to the AFC Championship?
No, not with
Does
Does
Tua.
anybody
No. I'm
think
sorry, no.
Miami's good enough to make it past the
If
second
Tua's
round?
healthy, they can.
No, they
I
can't.
wouldn't
You,
bet on them.
Riddell, it's no way you think
I
that.
wouldn't.
Riddell.
Bro, they can.
It's no way you think
They
that, Riddell.
can. They
There's
can.
no way you think that, dog.
There is a way where Riddell says
They
that.
can win. You gotta be fair to like you. We only seen Tua one time in the playoffs. It was negative 20 degrees, bro.
Bro, but Riddell,
Bro,
you
I
keep saying
expected
that, but
Tua.
that's
I
not what
expected
you're
Tua
paying
to
for.
blow
Guys, watch
the
this.
Bills out of the
watch
water
this.
tonight, bro.
Watch this.
With just
When you
points
think-
alone, they couldn't even put up points.
Hefe, when you
Yeah, this
think
one was
of
weird.
when you think of the AFC, watch this, guys. Name it's 7 teams that get to the playoffs.
Well, Tua's injured, so
Wait, no. Well, you think of the AFC though. There's 7 teams that get to the playoffs, right? Name the first 4 teams you think get to the playoffs, get deep in the playoffs in the AFC.
Yeah, they're all
Kansas
cold.
City,
They're all
Ravens.
cold.
Wait.
Texans.
Slow it down. Are you talking Mike? Or are you talking Hefe?
I'm just saying they're like most of them are cold, and like the point is,
But no,
too,
wait.
is, like
Just name the teams.
it's Kansas City. I mean, it could be. I mean,
Just name the teams. Just name the teams.
Texas.
Kansas City.
I mean, Cincinnati. Baltimore. What else? I mean, Indianapolis. I mean, it's a dome, but I mean, if it gets cold,
Buffalo.
Houston.
Buffalo, yeah, obviously Buffalo, yeah, and then
So
New
other
York.
than Houston, and we're being honest, most of the teams you're gonna have to play in December and January is gonna be cold, bro.
You know
Also,
what we
also
should
early,
talk
that
about?
shouldn't
You
even
know what's
matter.
weird?
Wait.
What's weird is Miami is in the same division as 3 Northeastern teams. That is sabotage. What are we doing right now? The Patriots and the Bills and the
all of them snow in December.
Hey man, as long as I'm not gonna lie, the Dolphins need home field advantage.
But Riddell, that's what you get paid
But
for.
that's my thing.
Riddell,
So,
that's what you get paid
there is
for.
no
It's the
there is no
playoff
word
games
to
in the
me when the
cold.
Dolphins are giving you 12-5, 3-4, 13-4. So then how the hell are we expecting them to make it deep into the playoffs, Riddell, with Tua healthy, if you're going to 9 out of 10 play somewhere cold in the playoffs?
Also,
Hey man,
early.
they just
wait,
okay.
wait,
let's,
Riddell, wait.
Let's see this. Miami
Oh my God,
make
Riddell.
playoffs, right? And then in the first round, they play the Houston Texans. It's warm in Houston, right?
Oh my
They
God.
lose.
Wait, Riddell, can I
They
say
lose.
this though? Can I
Hey,
say this
I'm
though?
just
Wait.
I'm just saying possibilities.
Ain't no possibility.
Wait, it doesn't
Everybody
even
think it's
matter.
possible
I don't
to beat
understand
Houston
why
in the
this makes
playoffs?
sense.
Miami can beat Houston.
No,
It
they
is
can't.
possible.
No, they can't.
Riddell.
No, they can't.
Houston
Listen,
almost lost to the Colts.
No, they
Wait.
can't.
Can
The
I say
Colts are a
something,
better
Riddell?
team than Miami too.
Wait, I don't understand why this conversation makes sense because it doesn't matter. If you get paid what Tua is getting paid for, the games that you're getting paid for are the ones in the cold where you win. That's what you're getting paid for. You're not getting paid for regular season 14-2. That's why the whole scenario with all these quarterbacks that don't win.
Are getting paid crazy money for regular season success right now? Like,
No, I'm not saying that that's not true, but you know, Riddell, once you sign that contract, now it's you have to get it done. There is no for your reputation, there is no other outs. Like
I agree.
we have arguments for quarterbacks that have lost in the playoffs before, and
Hey,
all
somebody in the chat said Tua turned the ball over, bro.
Of course, but okay, Michael, I agree. Like, if I'm being honest, I do agree that Tua needs to win under most conditions. But you also have to agree that game in the Kansas City was irregular conditions. It was like negative 20.
You know the saddest part?
People went to the hospital because of how cold it was.
You know the saddest part,
I
though?
get that.
Hold on,
I get that, though.
Y'all know what the
that.
saddest
I'm not
part,
saying
though?
that's.
Yeah, I watched. First of all, I watched the 07 Tom Coughlin turn red. Y'all know what the saddest part, though, about that is?
The demon.
The saddest part about that is that this is the saddest part about it. without Tua getting this concussion, the NFL has almost set Miami up to be good. When you look at Miami, they just had it on the board. When you look at Miami's next 5 opponents versus Buffalo's next 5 opponents, dog, it's not even fair. Give me 1 second, because I literally just saw it on the board, but I couldn't.
Miami deserves an easy schedule, man.
Why?
Weren't they first in the division last year too? How did they get?
Oh no, the Bills beat them in the final game to win the division.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's just how it works. Whatever.
I mean, their first 2 games were tough. It was the Jaguars and the Bills, man. It's tough. And me and you think the Josh Allen's going to be MVP. So,
but Riddell, all I'm saying is all I'm saying is, a team like the Jaguars that don't have a big front running defense, you can afford to get down 4-0. But you play teams like the Chiefs, the Niners, the Ravens, bro. You're
the next 5 games.
You can't go down 14-0 like that. You can't. There's no way you come back against them.
The next 5 games, you got Jacksonville and Buffalo, you at Ravens, you at Texans, you at Jets, and then you got Tennessee at home in Buffalo, right?
That's the next schedule.
Right?
That is a crazy
Miami
schedule.
next 4 games.
Good thing they started 2-0.
Miami next 5 games. This is disgusting. Miami next 5 games. You got Seattle at home. I mean, you at Seattle. You at home for Tennessee. You at the Patriots. You at the Colts. And then you got the Dolphins, and they in Miami.
So you think the Colts can beat the Miami, though?
Wait. Why are we tossing out like?
Yes. First of all, if Tua, I'm gonna be real with you, Tua, take your time. First and foremost, like they should do it almost like IR. You need 4 weeks out, my boy. Don't touch the field for 4 weeks. All honesty. So, do you think the Dolphins can beat Seattle in Seattle with Skylar Thomas?
No, Skylar Thompson is one of the worst. Like, he's better than Malik Willis, but that's not saying much. But
that's a loss.
He
think
looked
the Dolphins
so bad. He looked worse than Tua. Like, I'm sorry, but he actually looked worse.
Can beat Tennessee without Tua?
I think they can beat Seattle.
No, I don't think they can.
Without
honestly,
Tua. I think it's possible.
It's going to be tough, though, because look.
I can't deal with you.
But all I'm saying
is the Seattle defense look way better.
But if Kenneth Walker can get 80 to 100,
you better hope 4-3, 6-4, 4-3. Woolen don't get his hands on Waddle.
Also,
but Michael, Kenneth Walker is injured right now, so
No, wait, that's questionable, bud. What do you mean? It's not 100% facts.
It's 100% he's injured. It's not 100% whether or not he's going to miss the game. So
you got them beating. Can they beat Tennessee in Miami?
Miami versus Tennessee.
That's going to be a game, dude. Guaranteed, it's going to be. A game.
It's possible.
The Patriots in New England might beat them.
Look, we'll let
Miami.
He showed he can cook in that game.
I don't care about Miami if Tua's not playing. I'm gonna lie. So I really don't.
Of course
care.
you don't. Yeah.
Time to
segue back to the Chiefs.
Tua, get well. We wishing the best for you.
Yeah, facts.
I'm with you, Mozzie. Brian Floyd said what he said.
Cap.
Let's get to Buffalo, man.
It's so crazy how we flip flop.
Let's get to Buffalo, man.
Yeah, leave you alone, man.
When it comes to Buffalo, what has Buffalo showed you over the last 2 weeks as far as what they can do offensively and defensively, and what is Buffalo future looking like this season?
Bro,
they are hungry, bro. They're hungry.
Can I say something real quick?
Buffalo. Mike, a second. Let Mo go, Mike, and then we'll let you go afterwards, Mike. Go ahead, Mo.
Okay, I can go last. It's fine.
Buffalo. First of all, right now, Buffalo, they're not making too many mistakes.
Exactly.
They're literally everything. They're taking crazy advantage of every opportunity that they have. Buffalo's not looking like a team that they're going to be counted out this year. Josh Allen
is on
his way to being in that topic of the MVP.
Oh, okay, Mo. No, I totally agree with Mo. I was going to sentiment that, and I think what Mo really was trying to say there is Josh Allen is not turning the ball over. He's had 1 turnover in these last 2 games.
Man, that's different. No turnover, Josh Allen is scary.
Look, no turnover, Josh Allen. It's 1A, 1B with Mahomes. Like that is it. That's the only thing.
And
look,
it's close though. It's closer than that.
Also, one thing about Josh too, which is impressive this year is, especially last game in particular, like when it comes to the chances that he's like going out. Like he realizes now his defense is
What the
tough.
hell is
So
Von Miller doing?
he's not trying to make too many plays that are like just thrown in triple coverage for 30 yards. Like he had one to Shikura, which was almost picked, but it was a good throw. It was just kind of a gamble. But he's realizing now that he doesn't have to do everything. Like, let's just keep the lead, continue to build. Let's buy into the defense. If he can do that against good teams, I mean, it really just comes down to the Chiefs. But yeah, I'm excited, but it's a long season too. I mean, it's 17 games, so. But yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. My biggest concern is that if what is that week? What's that week 5? Oh wait a minute. Oh, 5 games with concussions. My biggest concern is that this is week 2, man. If Tua get another concussion in the season, man, I'm just concerned. Man, I'm just concerned. But I think Buffalo, man, Josh Allen. This is what we need, though. These are the games that we need from Josh Allen. He definitely screwed me on fantasy because the Dolphins was so bad he didn't have to do anything. But this is what we need from Josh Allen, man. This is Ben Roethlisberger mixed with John Elway. Like, this is what we need from Josh Allen. This is these type of games is exactly that we need from Josh Allen. Why I say that is because you had a week last week we had the hero ball, but now you get a week where you can relax, let the run game cook, the defense cook, get barely on the field, let that hand heal one more week. Like, that's what we need. We don't need games where Josh Allen got to give you 4 touchdowns every week. We need games where he can bust your head open, and the next game, the defense can take over, and all he got to do is do what he do best, and that's get the ball down the field when it count, and let that run game flourish. Like, this the type of Bills team we need, and what Josh Allen been looking for, dog. Like, Josh is man, for a guy that was a bust after his first 2 years to become this, man, hell of a redemption story, man. I root for Josh Allen. I'm a fan of Josh Allen. He reminds me, he gives me white cam. I like Josh Allen. Point blank.
facts. That was facts.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I'm gonna bring up right now is something that is pretty happens pretty often is I was right. So my thing is when it comes to the Bills, I saw this team last year in the second half. Of course, I'm gonna glaze myself. When it comes down to the second half of the Bills, I saw Josh Allen. He was playing more conservative football. He was not spamming Stephon Diggs as much, playing through the run game. As soon as Joe Brady got there, and he really changed.
Josh Allen's voice is very light for a big man. He sounds like he does not sound like a 6'5", 265 man.
He sounds like a middle Western Wisconsin boy, man.
Yeah, he sounds like he's Brock Purdy's height. Like, he does not sound like the giant he is.
I mean,
you would think he would sound like Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
Don't get him angry. But to kind of continue what I was saying, yeah, Josh Allen changed the way he approached the game, and I think he showcased that even in the game against the Chiefs, where I think he played very well. Obviously, some people were very critical and he missed the throw to Diggs, but again, in this situation, he made the right plays. It's just 2 of his receivers, including Diggs, dropped the ball when it mattered most. And in the last 2 games, and not only Josh Allen, let me also go to the defense. The defense lost their safeties, but I think I wasn't too concerned about that. People were kind of concerned about that. The corner room was like, you guys need to understand that pass rush is going to be elite still, which it is. That secondary is going to be elite still, or very good still, because Christian Benford's a dog, Taron Johnson was an all-pro, and Rasul Douglas is a really good corner. And Taron Johnson was injured this game. The Bills always have a good defense.
That corner's really good.
Yes. Worrying about this defense is not – I don't know why people were going there. So the defense is good. James Cook proved he's a really good running back last year. And now Josh Allen has changed his game where he doesn't have to rely on Diggs or even force it to Diggs, because Diggs is always calling for the ball. And this game is a perfect – and I like what Early said. It's a perfect understanding of how Josh Allen changed his game, because in a game like this, he would be making mistakes. He'd be forcing the ball. But no, he's taking his checkdowns. He's relying on the run game. He's not forcing it to different situations. He's given – sometimes when he needs to, he does give it to his best receiver, Khalil Shakir. But for the most part, he's
AFC's
the right way.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Hey, man, Khalil Shakir is a good receiver. But one thing I will say, I still question how much faith Josh Allen has in some of these receivers. That still needs to work out.
Right.
Because one, I don't like how they use Dalton Kincaid at all. I don't like it at all. Dawson Knox seems to play more often than I expected. Curtis Samuel's not using the pass game at all. So the only time he throws it to Keon Coleman is when it's one-on-one coverage. Right now, the only legitimate receiving threat the last 2 weeks has been Khalil Shakir.
But he's trying. I give him this. Like, he's just trying to figure it out. It seems like
sometimes you got to put
Well,
it.
can
in
I counter that,
the
though,
receivers
for a
can make a play, and
Can I
that's
counter
the
that?
next phase of the game. But go ahead.
I just think I agree that it's not being used, but I think because the other stuff is working, I think that's ultimately why. I think that they can still get to that, but as you said, it should be implemented more because you're going to need it later. If you don't implement it now, then it's going to be trouble later. But I also think in this game specifically, I thought honestly the way that they were going to win is push it up the middle in the slot and with the tight ends, and they should have used the tight ends more. But it doesn't surprise me that the guys on the outside didn't get anything when I think you still have Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey out there. So they're not going to test him in this game, but I do think that will continue to trend upward. And yeah, that's pretty much my counter to that.
I think you'll trend upward as well with Keon Coleman getting more snaps, Curtis Samuel trying to figure out his identity in the game. But the reason why in the first game he could have done it, but he was playing too much hero ball, which was great. But I already said this last podcast episode, that won't work in the playoffs. And then the second game, he didn't have to do it because the defense was getting turnovers and all that stuff. So he didn't really have to do much. So next game, who do they play? Was it the Ravens?
I think it's I don't remember now.
Early, who they play next game?
You talking about the Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bills played the Jaguars in Buffalo.
I think that's a game where Josh Allen is. I mean, he could win with hero ball, but I do think he's going to start have to looking at his.
I think they'll pummel Jacksonville. Jacksonville doesn't have no offensive line.
If you didn't put it on Christian Kirk, and I love Brian Thomas. I love Brian Thomas. But I ain't gonna lie, man, them corners is hell of a corners. And I think Ed Oliver is stepping his game up. I think Russo had to sack this game. They bringing in Von Miller on fourth down. He leaning around them corners. He getting bendy. Like they gonna probably if Jacksonville, if they had a whiplash from last week, no pun intended, what Tua going through, but like if they having one of those comeback or one of those down because of what happened last week situations, Buffalo coming in, and then Buffalo coming off this week, they might come in there and pummel them, dog.
Yeah, it is. They are.
Don't sleep on the Jaguars, man.
Yeah, but Rodell, think about this though. Before
Jags don't have no offensive line, bro.
No, they don't, and they just took a beating from Miami.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
A beating?
I mean, they took a beating in the second half, not in the first half, though.
I mean, it wasn't a beat. I mean, it wasn't a all out, ass whooping, but it was they.
The Jags just choked. They should have won. That's just a choke job. The Jags are going to put it on Buffalo, man. That might be my upset of the week next week. I'm not going to lie. Jags over Bills. I'm here for it.
Honestly, I think it's going to be a bigger test than what they just faced. I mean that's honestly not even that big of a take.
Yeah. I think it's the Jags, depending on what the Jags do against the Browns this week, will determine how much faith I have on the Jags versus the Bills next week.
They better not have a hard time against Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, that offense is cooked, but that defense is
the defense, yes. The defense is going to give you a little bit of a hard time. I mean, come on. But that offense, man.
So I brought up Devon A-Chain looking like he's going to be a guy. Khalil Shakir also looking like he's going to be a guy.
Yeah, because I think most are like 31, 32 anyway. Devon A-Chain will be the future back for Miami for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He's more doable than I thought. I thought he was more of a scat back. But he's an everyday
Shout
back.
out.
Well, he's going to be a future elite running back. So Devon A-Chain, I feel like, is stamped at this point. I think people are starting to realize how good he is. But James Cook, how good is James Cook?
I don't know. I don't know what sacrifice the Cook family made. I don't know. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie with Giannis and his brother. But no, listen. The movie, I forgot the name of the movie, but it's the movie about Giannis and how him and his brother came, how he got to. So we make fun of Thanasis, but actually he was the star basketball player in their family, and the Thanasis messed his leg up, and Giannis took his place. And the Giannis history shows you what he done. So when people make fun of Giannis and be like, "Oh, why he got Thanasis over there?" Because Thanasis literally like dog was sharing his shoes with him, and like they was gonna ride Thanasis to the NFL, to the NBA, I meant, and he got hurt. And it changed Giannis' whole trajectory and his whole path. I don't know what happened, but it felt like the Cook family did the same thing. Because Dalvin is over there on the Cowboys practice squad, and 2 years ago Dalvin was the top 7 running back, and now James Cook is emerging into a top 7 to 10 dual running back who can do it all. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, James Cook can.
But Shift guy, we're not gonna act like Dalvin Cook coming out of Florida State wasn't that guy. He was Timothy. So I'm like miles ahead of him. No, he's not. Like, even though James Cook look good right now, and we talk about just the way a running back looks, I'm taking Dalvin over. Like when Dalvin was cooking, it wasn't too many smoother running backs in the league, y'all.
Yeah.
Dalvin, like certain running backs, like my boy Aaron Foster used to do, they make it look good. Like, yeah, Adrian Peterson was like that, but it looked terrible. He was always humping up the field. Certain running backs like LT, like Dan Thomason, like Brees Holmes, if you know about that, like I said, Aaron Foster, it just looked good, and Dalvin just looked good running the ball.
No, I'm with you. Dalvin was shifty. Absolutely.
Shifty.
I don't think we can't go so far. Like James Cook just started. We can't say he's better than Dalvin.
Miles ahead is nasty.
I mean, Dalvin had a year where he was the best running back in the league, basically, right?
He was top 5.
No, it was top 3.
And you thought it was
going
to be that for a long time. Really we were saying, damn, the Vikings, the same way we do the Packers and the quarterback, we were saying, damn, the Vikings did it again. Got another good running back.
Facts. Now they have another great running back with Aaron Jones.
Oh, my God. Can you lay off the Aaron Jones stuff?
Hey, man, there's a lot of really good running backs, and the top 10 running back order is going to change quite a bit. Top 15 running back order might change quite a bit this year. With Devon Achane establishing himself, James Cook establishing himself. Hey, man, it might get pretty interesting. It might be getting interesting, man. Oh, we here. Got 13 minutes left. Anything else we want to say about this game? Bills, Dolphins, the future.
I really want to know what the Miami game plan is with Tua, how soon he's going to be back, and most importantly, what is Mike McDaniels going to scheme up in these next couple of weeks? Because it seems like to me Mike McDaniels only has one type of offense, and it's basically make the Ferrari go room. So I don't know if Mike McDaniel has that let's grind it out, get an ugly win type of coaching even in his bag. You know what I mean? Like, these next couple of weeks without Tua are going to be, if you're going to win these games, it's going to be run the ball, short passes, get your field goals, field position as far as defense, getting punts, getting punts inside the 20. It's going to be one of those like rough and tough. I don't know if he has that in him.
But I'm going to tell you like this right now, though, early. Think about this, man. That ink ain't even dried yet on that contract. So, that they just paid Tua. So, man, look, I understand, you got your problems, your concussion and stuff like that.
You can't do it. Mo, trust me. If Tua come back too soon, the NFL will find the F out of Miami. They're not going to do that. They cannot have another DeMar Hamlin situation. If something, dog, let me tell you something. If the NFL or the Miami Dolphins let Tua come back too early, and then years later down, Tua mess around and got something wrong with his brain, they're going to the Tagovailoa family are going to sue the NFL for millions. Like, that wouldn't be safe for them. They should, if Tua got to sit out 6 weeks, then just kill your season and go try again next year. But what you will not do is put that boy in there too soon and risk his life because you paid him some money. No. I would really go against that. I don't even want to see that.
Didn't last year he suffered a concussion and came back in the game with it after he just suffered a concussion?
2 years ago.
I'm sorry. Okay, 2 years.
And they got scrutinized so bad for that they never did it again.
They changed concussion protocol after that.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Tua shouldn't come back anytime. Well, he shouldn't come back soon.
I think now it's to a point to where like as long as you go in the back, you ain't come back in the game.
Yeah. I think I hate to do this, but I like Mike McDaniel, but this game, and like what Early said, for like moving forward, there might be a legit question on how good of a head coach, not an offensive play caller, a head coach Mike McDaniel is. Because at the end of the first half, I was like, what the hell are you doing? Because you were down by like 17 and you're running the ball with
oh
2
my
minutes
gosh,
left.
bro! I was thinking the same thing.
It was almost like we said,
I
like
was
if Tua
thinking
was
the same
hurt, they just didn't trust him. I don't know what was going on.
It
I
made no
really
sense.
I got a real question, bro. Like, there's a lot of talent down in Miami, and I just wonder, is Tua the guy to really get the gears going down there,
I agree.
bro? There's a
I
lot
agree.
of like, I truly believe Miami could potentially be like a team that really gets guys excited to watch, NFL games. But is Tua the guy holding that team back? Like, I understand what you're saying, Riddell. Could it be the head coach? I do believe that everything trickles from the head down. But keeping it all real, bro, like like just like a fighter in the ring, bro. You could coach him, you could show him the punch, but in the ring, you gotta throw him.
You're overreacting to one game. We've seen plenty of games where Tua was
Is it-
absolutely
No, that's not true, Riddell.
Is it
That's not
really
true,
off of
bro.
one game though?
Just last week they played the
Is it really
Jags, who
off
don't
of
got
one
no
game,
O
though?
line. They can't protect Trevor Lawrence. It
What's
took
the
a
difference?
fumble at the goal line to get him to win the game by 3. That's
Okay.
not
I
an
don't care what you say.
overreaction.
Wait,
The
Riddell,
Jaguars are
I'll
still a
give
good
I'll
team.
simplify it.
Riddell,
Tua's
wait,
not
I'll
good
give
enough to
Riddell
win
some
with.
grace. Wait,
Tua's
let me
not
say
good enough
something.
to win with
Wait.
all the way.
I think
He's not.
All the
right now.
way. I mean, how
So
many?
what are we doing, Riddell? What
Wait,
excuse
Riddell,
you gonna
wait.
make? What are we
The
doing
biggest.
if we don't think Tua's gonna
There's
make the Super
like
Bowl and win the Super Bowl?
in the AFC.
Oh my
There's
God! Here you go. Here you go.
Okay, I would say 5 because Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow's always hurt. Josh Allen keeps on losing to Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers looks like a shell of himself, but Aaron Rodgers, as long as he doesn't play the 49ers, he loses. And CJ Stroud's unproven. So to be honest, there's only one guy that can really play and win it all. So
Okay, wait,
Patrick
Riddell,
Mahomes.
stop. Wait,
Yeah, you're
can
nasty.
I'm just telling the
I say
truth.
He's
something?
you're
real quick?
being a different level
Wait.
of nasty, Riddell.
Yeah,
So
Riddell,
you telling me
Jackson
that
ain't winning it
Lamar?
all
So you
either,
telling me
man.
Lamar Jackson with that team isn't a whole nother
Wait, hold
situation?
on, Hefe.
I don't care
Can I
because
just
Lamar Jackson's not on this team.
wait? Can I
So
please
what are
say
we
something
doing?
here? Wait. All I'm saying is the biggest problem is the O line is cooked right now. The injuries, that's what's really the issue right now. I think Tua is also what Hefe said. I agree with. But honestly, I don't know. I feel like if they really had their O line and their protection going, like it'd be different. But I mean, you're going to go up against the Bills. Like, there's so many like flip screen plays and run plays that just can't get any run yards because there's like 3, Bills linemen already like forward through the offensive line before like A-Chain even gets the ball. So I mean, I think you guys might be overreacting to McDaniel as well. But I mean,
But
I
my
would
biggest
say
thing, Mike, is
if
that
Tua comes back, they can still beat like any team that's not like top 5 in my opinion. Like I really do believe like
They've
like
beaten the
Tua, it
Ravens
really
before.
matters what Tua does at the beginning of like
they beat the what?
They beat the Ravens before.
Oh yeah, Tua actually has one. He won. But Lamar actually won a few quarterbacks Tua actually has a winning record against.
Like it's honestly simple.
Facts.
It's
Respect Tua.
it's
Let him
it's
play
simple.
Baltimore in the playoffs.
You can't turn the ball over twice. You just can't. Like if you do that, if you don't do that, it's a different turnout. That's
Hey
what
man,
comes down.
sometimes playoffs is all about luck, man, and it's very possible.
Here we go.
It just gets very, very, very lucky for the Dolphins, man. Tua's healthy. First game they play Houston, they beat Houston. Second game they play Baltimore, Lamar chokes. And then third game, man, they play the Chiefs. I'm going to stop there because I'm never wishing anything against Mahomes. He's winning the Super Bowl again. So other than that, man, it can AFC Championship.
What are you, Riddell? Why are you saying this? Like, what's the point, man?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, what getting at?
Hey, man.
Hey, that's always your
if
response.
Deshaun Watson as a black man deserves to steal money from the white man, so does the Polynesian, all right? So
My thing is this though.
Tua deserves his money.
That's nasty. My thing is this though. At some point
Hey,
in time,
bro,
I think
Liddell,
at
you
some point in
crazy.
time, I think at some point in time, if Miami gets to a certain place, especially with Tua eating the money he's gonna be eating up in the next couple of years, if it don't work out right, they might have to start rebuilding and might have to scrap it all. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in 3 years, Mike McDaniels is gone. They rebooting the whole situation. They trading away Waddle and they trading away Tyreek Hill. They kind of just like reset all together. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. Because at some point in time, did Waddle get his money yet?
Yes. But hey, it's possible that this is a scenario that can happen. Maybe Tua just retires after this season, and then the Falcons want to start playing Penix because maybe the Falcons just don't make the playoffs. Kirk gets another offseason to be healthy, goes to Miami, and then goes to the AFC Championship to lose to the Chiefs. It's all
These Riddell narratives truly bore me.
I think they're very possible scenarios. I don't know what narrative you're talking about.
Riddell's he's a dirty dog. That's what he is.
Hey man. Hey, all I'm gonna say is Tua, you deserve your bag. Get rich. Go crazy.
Dude, how is that your response?
Oh my god. You're a nasty individual. You're so nasty.
Like,
go back to Hawaii and go chill for the rest of your life. Hey man, you good. You did what you gotta do, man. You just can't play football. You get hurt too much. It is what it is. It happens. People get hurt.
How does that work? Say if Tua next year or so just decides to hang it up. How does that work money wise? Do they still
depends on how much is like guaranteed.
Guarantee. Okay, so he keeps his guarantee, but in the rest he loses.
Yeah,
most likely.
Depends
on like what is the injury exception. It depends.
I really think, and I ain't trying to be funny. I really think we're gonna look back in the next 2 or 3 years, and Tua's gonna be one of them guys that we look at kind of like how Jake Plummer was for the Broncos. And we say like, damn, it's just a guy who just couldn't get healthy, man, and career cut short.
Most definitely. Because Tua has potential. He does have potential.
But I don't think you can't afford to have him get another concussion.
Honestly, I don't agree.
It's not worth it.
But whatever.
You don't agree as far as what?
I just don't. I mean, like, what's the potential?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the potential? He threw for 4,000 yards that year.
It doesn't matter about. I don't care about the stats. The potential is to win Super Bowls. That's what potential is.
Listen,
you only have potential.
At some point, it's not about caring about the stats. What we have here is a guy who got the ball out and gained 4,000 yards. Okay, you can take that. At least the guy knows how to get the ball out. What it takes is a coach to groom someone like that. Now, right now, I just don't know how good of a coach their head coach is or their offensive coordinator is to be able to put Tua in the position to outdo what everybody's criticism is.
All I'm saying is in 2 years, we're going to look back and it was going to be a quarterback the Dolphins could have taken instead of having Tua. And that's what the narrative is going to be.
I ain't gonna lie, that Miami offense look pretty good right now with Michael Penix.
I mean, but there's a few quarterbacks that can go over there and do good. But doesn't mean that Tua just can't get it done just because. I mean, well, obviously he's getting hurt. He's not going to be able to keep carrying on like that. But I mean, I guess you're right.
Last question before we wrap up. Early, does Brock Purdy deserve to get paid like Tua?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna break it down just to make it simpler for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a year where Brock Purdy is going to show that he's taking the next step up. I'm gonna say it again. I know he took pay cuts, and the market is different now to where people have to get paid. I look at a guy like Tom Brady. I know I compare Brady for a reason because again, Brady's first 5 or 6 years, he was a system type of quarterback that basically was a game manager. 2007, he went crazy. With Brock Purdy, I think Brock Purdy is learning the game more and more every single year, and it's going to get to a point to where Brock Purdy is going to be a guy who consistently gives you 30 plus touchdowns under 15 picks and 4,000 yards. And you're going to look back, he's going to have them Kirk Cousins-like numbers to where he's going to have a career. And I think look, some guys is just lucky, man. Some guys just are put into a situation that is a winning situation, and they win sooner than other guys. Brock Purdy will get Super Bowl in the next 5 years. I think Brock Purdy at least retires in the NFL with at least 2 Super Bowls.
So next
Purdy, I think Brock Purdy has a chance to end his career, and it's the low side. 2 Super Bowls, 50 to 60,000 yards all time, 300 to 400 TDs all time, and be a guy that literally is a Hall of Famer. I truly believe like that's the low level trajectory. That's
all
the
right.
low
I don't think
level.
it's that set in stone, but we'll see.
Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from him. Brock Purdy.
I think he deserves to get paid. I hope Brock Purdy doesn't. I actually hope Brock Purdy, the 49ers don't try to set the market to give him 60. And like, dog, do what the Cowboys did with CeeDee Lamb, or what the 49ers did with IU. Look, dog, you ain't better than Jamar Chase, so we ain't better than Josh Jefferson, so we ain't finna pay you Josh Jefferson money. We'll pay you top 7 money. Like, be honest with you, Purdy don't need to get no more than 45, 50 million a year, honestly. Like, he don't need to get into the 55, 60 million a year range, in all honesty. Unless you don't pay him now, they get the Super Bowl again. He won the Super Bowl. Now, hey, Purdy, you cracked them over their head. I need it all. 60.
All right, fair enough. Well, not a stellar game between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Bittersweet for myself, being a person who thinks Josh Allen will be MVP and supports his Polynesian brother. But my fantasy team is looking good, so that's good.
That is so nasty.
Hey,
Yeah,
tough.
so is mine,
But,
baby. Devon Achane.
Shout out James Cook, man.
Oh, you had Devon Achane?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not playing this week, so I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, I'm in the open field league. I got James Cook, and he just went nasty. But yeah, shout out Tua. Tua probably needs to really question what he wants to do moving forward. Like 4 concussions is kind of wild. I mean, Luke Kuechly decided to return early. Retire early. Other players, I'm sure I can't name on top of my head, who decided to retire early, and it just might be a thing for you, Tua, that you might just need to retire early because your brain's about to get destroyed if you keep on taking these concussions. So, any last words?
No, that's it.
Bills for the division. Easy work.
Make
Facts.
the decision, man. That's all.
Facts. Well, appreciate everybody who tuned in to today's reaction recap of Thursday Night Football. We'll be back Saturday to make our NFL Week 2 predictions, and that should be a lot of fun, a lot of analysis, of course. We'll talk about some college football games as well that have already been played. When we're doing our episode, the Colorado State will be going on, so we probably won't be able to talk about that much. But definitely tune into that episode Saturday, 8 p.m. EST. It should be a good one. And of course, tune into our recaps and our reactions as well. So that's all we got. Early, you want to close us out?
Hey, man, as always, y'all, we appreciate you guys for showing up. Shout out to my guy, Riddell. Shout out to my guy, Mo. Shout out to my guy, Hefe. And, of course, White Mike, a.k.a. Michael Baldino. Listen, man, we want to get y'all football. I know where to get it. We're going to be here every Thursdays, every Sundays, every Mondays. And hopefully they'll have no more Friday games because they are wearing us out. Every Wednesday, every Saturday, our normal 2-hour shows. And look, man, at the end of the day, where you going to go? Where you going to go? That other place don't got football no more. I don't know what they're doing over there. Y'all was 500 deep over there. Bring it over here, baby, and send them super chats. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Continue to help us build this channel. And we out this.